Get our composure now. Hi, I'm Budgie Montoya from Sarap Bar in Brixton and Sarap Bistro in Mayfair. Today we're going to be cooking you some chicken adobo. So, chicken adobo, tend to keep it off my restaurant menu because it's a little bit controversial all the time, isn't it? So let me start off by saying this is my chicken adobo. You can make it your way. So first thing we're going to do is brown off some chicken. So I've got a pan in the Gozney heating up. I'll grab that now. Nice and hot, a little bit of oil. Any plain tasting vegetable oil will do. You're just gonna skin side down. Just wanna render some of that fat. So basically, you just wanna sear off the chicken, get some nice color on it. So the Roccbox is roughly about 250 at the moment. You don't wanna go too much further than that. Yeah, you want it around 200, 250. I think there's one thing that we can all agree with chicken adobo is the best recipe is always your mum's recipe. But I'm not your mum. Obviously move that around just so you get an even color on the chicken. Obviously the closer it is to the back and the flame, it's going to be hotter there. So you want to sort of circulate your chicken around. So you're doing this for two reasons. One, just to get a bit of color and obviously no color, no flavor, as they always say in the restaurant biz. And then also you want to render some of that chicken fat out from the skin, and that's going to sort of mix in with the rest of the sauce and just add a lot of flavor to the dish. So while that's coloring, just go through some of the ingredients. So you got your basic adobo is going to have vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, bay leaves, and that's pretty much it. That's your really sort of basic adobo. Now we're using Filipino soy sauce, and also this is cane vinegar, but otherwise you want something that's a little bit sweeter, less astringent, so something like cider vinegar, white wine vinegar would also work. So you got a bit of color on there now, a little bit of fat's rendered off, obviously it's still very raw. So we're just gonna add everything in. Garlic, you can do whatever you like with it. I like big chunks because then when it's all cooked and braised down, you can squish it into your rice. Bay leaf, soy sauce, vinegar. Forgot one other really important ingredient, which is pepper, lots of pepper. You can use whole cloves as well if you want. That'll sort of break down a little bit so you can, you get nice pops of pepper. Put that back in the oven in the Gozney Roccbox. Bring the liquid to a boil, and then we're gonna cover it with some foil. If you've got something that has a lid on it, even better. Right, it's all done. Cover that, stick that back in the Roccbox. Again, 200, 250 max, and you want to leave it in there for about 20 minutes covered. So 250 degrees is kind of the maximum you want to have your Roccbox at. If it gets a bit higher than that, you can always turn it on and let the temperature come down a little bit, and then you can turn it back on once it drops around the 180 mark. But yeah, you want to keep it within the sort of 200, 250 mark. So it's been about 10 minutes, just want to make sure that it's cooking nice and evenly. Just move that chicken around a little bit. Again, be very careful, very hot. Stick it back in the oven for another, say, 10 minutes. Lid on. Just take it out. Just give it a little baste. We're just gonna cook this. Again, we want to reduce the liquid down a little bit, get a nice color on the meat. So back in the oven for about 10 minutes, and then we'll probably flip it over again. But you want to start reducing that liquid down. Right, so that's done. Chicken's cooked now. With regards to the soup or the liquid, it really depends on how you like it. You can either have it soupy, some people like it dry. I'm a kind of an in-between kind of guy. I'm gonna take the chicken out, and then I'm going to reduce that liquid a little bit more. Just be careful if you reduce it too much. Obviously the soy sauce there is going to be quite salty, so you may need to thin it out with a little bit of water. Just give it a little taste as well. See if it needs any more salt or pepper. No, that's all good. So I'm just gonna reduce that liquid a little bit so it's a nice, almost glazy type. So back in the Roccbox. Right, that's reduced down now, as you can see, almost syrupy. Get the chicken back in there. A little bit of a baste. Perfect. Now just finish off with some chives. So there you have it, chicken adobo served with a side of jasmine rice. So for the full recipe, you can check out Gozney.com. Some of that sauce in there. Just like my mum's.
2-1 after false start. Official.
Love a false start.